When you were born with actually over 100,000 energetic bodies. These are also called light bodies, or bodies made of light, but they are actually as real as your physical body is. And they function as real as your physical body does. So before a few weeks ago, you had your physical energetic body, you have your mental and emotional energetic bodies, and you have your spiritual energetic body, which were 4. When you were born with a 5th one. And this 5th energetic body, which actually is a higher state of your emotional energetic body, is your sensing body, your sensations. When individuals would say, I can't feel anything, I don't feel any energies, you're doing energetic work, you can't feel the subtle energies, is because your sensing body has not awoken. After a while of working with sensations, particularly in healing work, or you have to feel very, very, very refined energies. You begin to slowly awaken the sensing body, and people will report that many times after years are starting to sense something. And then are the other ones that try to keep their sensing body awakened through their growth, and they felt overwhelmed by the world because they sensed everything. And they didn't have anyone to help them with it because most of the people they were around shut down their sensing body. And so they became overwhelmed with the world. They sometimes became very hermited, didn't want to deal with anyone, became very shy, tried to shut down, because what they were sensing was just overwhelming at all times. As though they were in a room with very loud speakers, and they were all turned on full volume. And even the covering up of their ears would not silence the overwhelming volume of noise. So this sensing body, when you're a child, your sensations are very important to you because it is how you are communicating with all of your other energetic bodies, and it's also how you're communicating with a higher mind state. It's also how you're communicating with your spirit and with the Creator. So it covers a vast amount of very important communication that if it's shut down, then all you have to rely upon is what you can mimic in your environment and what you can bring forward from your logical thinking. This is why after a long time, you don't necessarily trust anything unless you can see it to be true. So the trust of the world is not that. A feeling of not being safe with the world and really being very cautious with everything tends to fill it in. And that's all coming from your mental energetic body. Mental energetic body. Because mental energetic body is about what's happening right now in front of me. What's happening right now in front of me. The sensing body senses not only what's happening in front of you, but it senses the myriad of possibilities that you are in co-creation with that could happen and chooses from that. It senses far beyond the logical what is truth, what is right, and what is right all the time. The logical mind from the mental energetic body will guess at a lot of things. Guess about whether they're safe, guess about whether it's the right decision, guess if it makes sense. Guess if they're around the right person, the right opportunity, they're eating the right food, doing the right things. There's a lot of guessing that happens, but it's not 100% sure, and so you end up second-guessing yourself. Every once in a while, your sensing body would allow information through, because your sensing body is also what you call your intuition, your psychic ability, which is natural to who you are. So every once in a while, that sensing body would start talking to that mental body, and you would get a sense about something, but your logical mind said, but I don't know that that's true. So now it starts to second guess. The sensing body, when it brings through information, it's always right, it's never wrong, even if you have not logically experienced it before. And the reason why it's always right is because it's connected always to the higher mind state. It's always connected to the God knowledge, and it never separates itself out again. When you are coming into physical form, the mental energetic body is not awakened initially, but when the sensing body begins to shut down, the mental energetic body becomes alive. Because it takes the world and it makes it much smaller into what can you prove to be true as opposed to what you know to be true. Now you're going to hear me talk about this a lot, and it is the state of beingness, which is your it's your mental energetic body, is the state of beingness. Your sensing energetic body is about the state of isness. All right, my wonderful Lauren, I'm going to have you start writing. Beingness says that my only reality is what I can see in front of me. I don't feel in control of it, but I feel subjected to it. All right, so state of being is feeling that you don't have control of your reality, but you are subjected to it. And in many ways, you feel you have very little control or effect over anything. This is living what's called a conditional life. And that is what your mental energetic body has given you. It's given you wonderful logic and wonderful learnings and helps you out in ways where you need to use your rational thinking. But interesting enough, rational thinking doesn't come from the mental energetic body. It comes from the sensing body. And the reason why is because the rational mind goes into the brain and it says, override logic. Think beyond what's right in front of you, because at all times you are given the vision that if you make this decision today, what is going to be the journey of your life following that decision. You were always given that information. Now some people have developed greatness, so they call it their psychic ability, or their ability to vision, but actually what they're doing is functioning from the sensing energetic body. So if you can imagine the one mental energetic body coming very tight around the body, and then this enormous other body comes around that mental energetic body, and they both anchor into what is called the Hara, H-A-R-A region of your body. It is where your rib cage ends, and there's an inverted V right in there. Many times when you are intuitive, you feel it right there in your stomach. Your stomach. You either feel nervous or you feel good. And that's your sensing body talking to you, say, oh, it's okay. Oh, no, not this direction. And so you've looked at this sensing body as something that is separated out from you, hasn't anything to do with you, but sometimes will guide you, but you can't always hear that guidance. What is resonating in the sensing body is always the divine truth that is not able to argue it. That is isness. Isness is that it is what it is, what it is. And you can try to argue it, but it's not going to be different than that. As you can see, I've done a little drawing. I know you do much better if I can give you a visual. So I have my wonderful little visual stick figure up here that has a great smile and is waving at you. And so I will explain to you what this means. I think I'm going to use a magic wand. Wonderful. Look at my pointer. I love this. So here is you, wonderful little smiling you, waving your hand. Hello, Haniel. Very good. The green line right close to the body, all around here, is actually your mental, energetic body. It used to be switched, and then it switched again. These two bodies sometimes switch closer to the body or farther away. So this energetic body, right close to the body, is your mental energetic body. And why it gets so close is because you are using your logical mind to predetermine what your reality is going to be. So you use it a lot. And so that's why it gets very tight around your body. Then here's your emotional, energetic body in the pink, and it's all broken lines because your emotions are up and down and back and forth, and the lovely dance of light all around you. But if you see this rather pink light, this is emotional, is this wonderful fuchsia pink like me. But there's this other pink light, and it's the sensing body. As you realize, it makes a figure 8 around the body. So it anchors into the hara, but it goes then down around your feet and up again and then up above your head. It's an enormous body. Unfortunately, the paper's not really big enough for me to really demonstrate how that is. So it forms a figure 8. When anything that forms a figure 8 is going to be an energy charger. It's going to charge up your energy. Very good. And then, of course, in the purple is a spiritual energetic body, which again the paper isn't big enough for me to demonstrate that. You can come up and take pictures or whatever you would like to do of that. But I wanted to explain that to you because as the emotional energetic body floats around in there, it's going to raise always to higher emotions, even though it is not directly connected to it and sort of flows in and out and floats around. But it's going to go to higher emotions because the more intense and powerful body now is the sensing body. What happens is your mental energetic body begins to grow from around the body and begins to transform itself or its energy into just the energy of the sensing body. It's what happens over time. I can't really say how much time because it's really different for everyone. Depends on how much time you really work with the sensing as opposed to that of the emotional. It depends on how much you work with the isness as opposed to the beingness. But that's what it looks like. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? That's why a lot of you have had these really funny sensations in your stomach. Notice that? A little rolling in the stomach, tightness in the stomach. Oh, you're holding onto your stomach. You think, what is going on with my stomach? And it's because it's being affected by the sensing body, and it's opening up and empowering your solar plexus. Really very exciting. If you can't see it, you can come up and take a look at it. You can take pictures of it, all of that, dear one. I understand they've already taken a lovely picture for the internet, so you'll be able to see this. My lovely drawing of a stick figure. Very exciting. This is an Archangel drawing a stick figure. You don't look like that to me, I must say. I'm going to tell you that. You don't look like a stick figure to me. It's all right. Very good. But I thought you'd get a bit of a giggle out of that.